going to bring our first speaker in straight away. First person who's going to talk to us today is Rob from Acer. So here we are. Hello, Rob. How are you today?
Hello, I'm very good. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the different teachers connected all over the world.
Yeah, we've been sitting in the back watching the comments come in before we started and trying to work out if it is good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, which we're saying. I think you're right. Go for all of them, Rob. We saw you obviously a month ago. For those of you who were with us then, Rob did join us for the first of our summer summits. A note there as well, there was an earlier summit today, run in, I think, Bangkok time. Do find that video. There's a totally different lineup of speakers. So some great content there that's different from what you're going to see now. So if what you see now interests you and helps you with ideas, make some time at some point to watch the other summit as well, because the whole different summit, a whole different set of speakers, and is well worth watching. Bob, you're going to talk to us about Chromebooks and how Chromebooks and Acer is helping in education. I'm going to leave you to it, and I'll see you at the end.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Guido. And again, good day to all of us. Well, you see, Acer for Education. So why Acer needs an education team where I'm proudly be part of? We need it because in order to do our job, so bringing the innovative technology to you and to all the schools, we have realized that it's a kind of job that cannot be done just by ourselves. It's true that we are producing devices like Chromebooks, but at the end, the customer, so the schools and the teachers are very special to us. So what we have realized is that our job cannot be done just by ourselves. So that's why we are in daily contact with all the different players and stakeholders, not just the usual suspect like our education reseller, but also with big players like Google. So we are, of course, in touch with the Google for Education team in order to be aligned about the best way to introduce technology into the classroom. We are also partnering, and we're very proud to partner with professional development partner with like Apps Event, because we have realized that in order to bring the right products, we need the right technology, the right platform, but most importantly, and probably we have all noticed that in the past month, is always important to be always up to date and to collect experience from others that probably have a more advanced level of a school digitalization. But on top, we've realized that at the end, it was important also to include in our ecosystem also our schools, the most innovative ones. And we wanted to offer an opportunity for them to gather, to share their experience and their best practices. And most important also for us to collect directly from the field, which was the trend, which were the needs in the schools, in order to keep improving the technology that we are delivering, because we are all know that the teachers with technology are making the difference, but our role is to provide you the right technology. So that's why this kind of event that we are organizing with our innovative school that are covering 3 continents, and we have 35 schools already onboarded, is very important. And it was very important because it gave us the opportunity to really have a conversation with the final end user. And what we have learned is that what there is in common between the different innovative schools, it doesn't matter if they are in Middle East or in South Africa or in Spain, is the development, so the planning. All the schools, they had a clear plan in mind where the teacher's development was one of the crucial elements, more than selecting the right products on the right technology. Because at the end, if teachers are not using the devices and are not always up to date, there's no point. And that's why the role of partners like Apps Event is important to maintain the right level of knowledge about the platform. And then the devices, besides opening the doors to the platform, like the G Suite for Education, it can give you also the opportunity to enlarge your creativity. including software or products, for instance, linked to the STEM development. And that's why we're also collaborating with some of the best-in-class solution, thanks to a program that we are launching now called Teaching Resources. And then what we have also acknowledged is that thanks to the right choice of the device and the right implementation of the technology, it will offer the right versatility to the schools. The picture that you see on the right was actually taken in a school in Spain. They were not waiting for us, and all the students were using the same device in 4 different ways. But for the teacher, the experience was completely seamless. So this is my view, one of the power of having the right technology in your classroom. We are here to talk about Chromebook. So why schools are choosing Chromebook? As we speak, I think that around 1 out of 3 devices shipped in EMEA are Chromebooks. So why schools are choosing it? First of all, because the devices are extremely speedy, safe, and durable. And we will see later what does it mean. But having a device that can be switched on in a few seconds, or you can restart from the sleep mode in 1 second, it's a great value, because in this case, the teachers can not lose too much time, and the experience is going to be of having a device into the classroom is going to be transparent. Then the platform is also playing a big role. So the G Suite for Education has been made with teacher for the teachers. So it's clearly facilitating the collaboration and the inclusion. And the Chrome, so the operating system, is also reflecting this functionality. But then there was another very important point. Maybe you belong to a large district, so you have your own IT department, or maybe you belong to a small school and you are also managing the IT part. But no matter what, thanks to the Google Admin Console that is included in the Chromebook Education Upgrade, all the schools of all kind, they can really appreciate a huge cost benefit in terms of timing and resources. So whether you have 50 Chromebooks or 5,000, with the Google Admin Console, you can manage all of them. And clearly, from school's perspective, this is one of the key elements why schools are choosing Chromebook. And then I wanted to put all these frequently asked questions, because we had opportunity not only to talk with the teachers that were new to this world, but also to parents. And these are all the different doubts or questions that we have raised. And I think this is important, because there are a lot of false myths around the Chromebook, like the fact that they can only work online, or that there are no application, or that I need to pay for the G Suite. So I just wanted to give you an overview, and maybe there is something that you don't know yet. So I hope that I made some useful information for you to share. But clearly, all of this goes in the direction that the experience with the Chromebook and with the G Suite for Education, you can really have the best combination, because let's say that one has been made to work with the others. I said before that Chromebooks are made for education, but what does it mean? And is there any difference from the Chromebook made for education from those that I can find in the retail? Well, yes, there are differences. One is regarding the being durable. What does it mean being durable? All the Chromebook that we specifically made for the education, they are compliant to military standard. So it means that they are resistant to temperature, humidity, to a number of sets, including even the drop 8. So 122 centimeter is, for instance, the limit, and it means that it can cover the largest number of desks that you can find in the classroom. And then, considering that we are giving these devices even to primary students, it's important that this device can last for many years. So having this military standard compliant is very important to leave teachers and parents more safe when it comes to give a Chromebook to their kids. It's also important to underline the speed-resistant keyboard. So it might happen that you can spill some water on the keyboard. So having a device that can drain the liquid is important. And the anchor keyboards. So it happens sometimes that kids are playing, maybe they're misusing the keyboard, they're removing just one keys, but because of that keys, all the keyboard must be replaced. And it means that you have to bring the Chromebook to the service, so you're losing time. So having a device that by design is considering this aspect is extremely important. School battery life. So depending on your pedagogical scenario, it may happen that maybe you are using the Chromebook for 6 or 8 hours. So ensuring a minimum of 10 hours of usage is extremely important. And this is what all our Chromebook for Education are offering. And then on some selected model, we have also the opportunity to have the Corning Gorilla Glass with the opportunity to reduce the number of batteries that are, let's say, living on the surface. But this is for what is concerning the durability. But we have spoken before about being versatile. And being versatile means that the Chromebook are also flexible. So one of the key elements that probably you will need to think about when it comes to deciding which is the right Chromebook for your needs is regarding the form factor. And the convertible form factor is indeed one of the most important point. Having a convertible device, first of all, is giving you the opportunity to have a touch display. And this, for the new generation, is becoming quite natural to have a display with opportunity to be touch. And then, as we've seen in the previous picture, it can also give you the opportunity to use the same devices in 4 different ways at the same time. Some of our convertible devices are also offering the second camera on the keyboard. Why do we need that? We need it because if, for instance, we have to create our own content, a video or a picture, and we want to use our devices, with a camera on the keyboard, I can use the display of the Chromebook as my smartphone, and the camera is on this side. So it can give you really the best experience if you really want also to create your own content. And then there are schools that are requiring an active pen. So this is also one of the options that we're offering. And I also want to underline that we started Chromebook probably 8 years ago, and all these features have been developed in years, listening to the feedback from schools. So that's why this type of Chromebook have been really built for education, and they're different from those that you can find in the standard retail. And if you're thinking, okay, what are the other schools are using? This is just a small ranking among the most selected devices from our school in the first half this year. So the most adopted devices is the convertible 11-inch. Second place, the standard, the regular clamshell 11-inch, because it's also the most affordable. And we have seen a growing demand from school across all EMEA on a large format display. So the 14-inch, not only for teachers, but also for students belonging to the secondary schools, is becoming pretty popular in all our countries. I just want to close mentioning that we are also creating some special content for teachers. This is pretty unique in our industry. So if you want to follow, thank Guto for posting the link of our blog. It's in English, but it has been specifically designed for teachers. So we are sharing different success stories from some schools, education trend or learning tips, or also some education tech tips provided by our partner, Upsevent. And if you want to stay in touch with us and our team, these are all the different channels where we are available. So follow us, stay connected.
I think right at the end there, Bob, we've just got you freezing right at the end. I think you're back now. We lost you for a couple of seconds.
Yes.
I think you were just giving your goodbyes, and here's the links to keep in touch.
Yes, sorry, yes. I will say goodbye.
If it's going to freeze, that's probably the best time for it to do so, just as we finish.
I agree with you, Guto. I agree with you.
First of all, thank you. I don't think I gave you a proper title, Education Manager for Acer, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. You've changed a few things from the last time I saw you present on that, and those myths, the sheets with the Chromebooks myths, was really useful.
Yes.
Some of those we've seen come up time and time again.
Indeed.
I might actually steal that sheet and use it to share.
No worries.
It might actually be useful if we take a screenshot of it and we'll show it out on Twitter afterwards, because I'm sure that one will help a lot of people answer questions. Also, interesting to see the most common devices, the 511, the 311, and the 314. Because that's the other question we get time and time again is, which device is best? Which one's everyone else buying? I got to say, on a personal level, I've seen the 713 that's come out in the UK this week.
It's the one I'm using right now, by the way.
For us to do, the 713 is Acer's new, I guess you'd say, top range.
Yes. It's for high performance Chromebook. Yes. And let me also one other piece, because there is another device that is becoming more popular. It's still not in the top 3, but it's the 12-inch, but with a different screen ratio. So instead of the standard 16:9, it's featuring a 3.2. So it gives you almost 20% of more view. And especially if you're working on standard document, this is giving you, more screen to work on. So again, it really depends on your needs.
It's really tall.
Yeah, exactly. So like the old TV, So of course, if you are using a lot of YouTube videos or a lot of presentation in the landscape mode, it doesn't really fit. But if you're mainly working on standard document, that could be another interesting alternative to evaluate if you are going to decide which is the best device that's fitting me with my school. Yeah.
Well, when we get back to in-person summits, I'm absolutely going to steal your 713 and have a play around and see what it feels like.
Okay.
Massively for joining us. I know you're going to stick around and watch the rest and say goodbye at the end with us. But again, thank you much, and thank you to Acer for the support you're giving us. Just a reminder on that if you want to win a free seat at a bootcamp or summit, either online or when in-person ones restart in the future, go to that link at the bottom, gsummit.link.acer/Acer, fill in that form, and win a chance to come join us in a future bootcamp or summit. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much. Goodbye to everyone.